Hi everybody, my name is Brian, and this is the Apple Bias. Today is Sunday, so we're going to talk about the latest Apple news. Earlier this week, there was an article on 9to5Mac talking about a lot of stuff with Apple and their AR and VR and release timeframes. I was really hoping we'd see something a little earlier. The AR technology has been talked about for years now, that Apple's been working on it. I know it's not going to be easy to do. At the same time, as of right now, we're looking at 2025 before we can see anything with that, and that kind of just bums me out a little bit. I'd like to see something way sooner. In the article, it even talks about like a contact lens version of it, which just sounds crazy, but it's right now, I think they're pushing that off until 2030 as a possible release time frame. And the VR technology, I'm personally not all that excited about. It's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done some VR stuff. I don't know. Especially, like, the rumor is that it's coming out next year at some point, and it's going to cost probably starting out at $1,000, which at Apple, that's kind of what you would expect. But at the same time, it's like, I would really like to see them do something different. Next up is this week, there has been so many leaks about the Airpods and what's coming next for them. I mean, it's been all over the place. Are the Airpods getting an AirPods Pro style like tip, like adjustable tip or not? Because as of right now, all the leaks kind of show them looking a lot like the AirPods Pro design with the shorter stem and like the tip area. Some show with like the silicone tips on them, some show them without. Maybe it could be both. Maybe they could work without and then the tip. They're not going to be the AirPod Pro style, like noise cancellation, that kind of thing. So maybe they'll offer tips that you can get, but that will make it a little harder for the casing that you put them in to charge. It will have to have extra room for the tips in there, even if you don't use them. So, because as of right now, the rumors are all over the place. So the last one I heard said the latest design showed that they didn't have the tip. It's Apple. They've been working on this. Stuff's leaking now of stuff they probably worked on 2 years ago, and it just muddies up the waters as far as the leaks. I'm personally hoping for no tip because the regular AirPods have always fit my ear perfectly. I've never had any issues with I have one of those, Apple ear holes. I don't know what they call them, but yeah. So that's my vote, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a good chance we could be seeing it coming real soon because the March event as of right now is rumored to be happening not this week, but the next week. So we should hear something this week on that, probably in the next few days. Next on the list is Apple is suing a former employee. This one's a mess. This guy, whew. But, I believe Apple Insider was one of the first to leak it, and then 9to5Mac, I read an article on there, and then also Renee Ritchie just deep dived into it like crazy in a video. All those links will be down below, but the short of it is this guy worked for Apple. He was kind of pretty high up. He used that seniority to get other information, and then he leaked that information to a vendor of Apple's that's a smaller company. And then he left Apple and went to that vendor and still had connections to where he was finding out information, I believe. So there's a lot in here. We'll have to wait and see how this turns out. My thoughts on it is this dude's going to find a hard time trying to get a job in a tech industry ever again. So it's all allegedly. I should say that as of right now, but we will wait and see how that turns out. Sadly, we're going to end this week on some very sad news. Apple is discontinuing the HomePod. I have 2 of them. I also have 2 HomePod minis. Both are great devices, but the HomePod, the sound that it gives is just amazing, and I hate to see this thing go. Apple has such a hard time on expensive audio devices. Like, they've tried this before with iPod dock speaker system that was massive and had great sound. Some people still use them. They just don't use them with their iPods anymore. They hook them up different ways. But it's I really hope there's still a chance that maybe they'll release another HomePod that will be bigger than the Mini, but they just don't want to still refer to it as the HomePod. I was expecting to see an update of the HomePod sometime this year, but as of right now, it does not look like that's going to happen. At least not in its current form. We'll have to wait and see what they do. It's sad news, like, honestly. I know why they're doing it. It's obviously not doing that well. You know, they can't continue to produce something that doesn't sell. Their price point's really high on this. Like, I think for $100 cheaper, it would sell way better. They're in it to make money. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they will eventually come out with another one that's just a little bit smaller than the regular HomePod and at that $199 price range, that $200. I think that one would do a lot better, especially if it can give that sound that the HomePod does, because the HomePod sound is way better than the HomePod Mini. But that's it for the news this week. I hope you guys have liked this. If you did, please leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about the HomePod going away? Do you think the Mini's good enough? We don't need the regular HomePod? Or do you feel that the HomePod going away is just another kind of bad thing Apple's doing and that they should try a little harder to make these things work? Also about the Suing and all the news for this week. Let me know down below what news article this week you really thought was the best one. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.